the final days of June 2026, an enormous dome of heat settled over Europe and refused to move. Countries broke their all-time temperature records, cities baked, wildfires spread, and, most seriously of all, more than 1,000 people are believed to have died. This was not a normal summer warm spell, so in the next few minutes, let's calmly walk through what actually happened, what a heat dome is, why these events are getting hotter and arriving earlier, and why Europe in particular is so badly exposed to extreme heat. First, the scale of it. In late June, temperatures across much of Europe ran roughly 14 to 18 degrees Celsius above normal for the time of year. France recorded its hottest June day ever, above 43 degrees. Germany set a provisional national record of over 41 degrees. Even the United Kingdom and the Channel Islands, places not built for this, broke their June records. The worst of the heat first settled over Spain and France, then spread eastward across the continent. For days, an entire region simply could not cool down, even at night. And it is the warm nights, when the body never gets a chance to recover, that make a heat wave so dangerous. So what causes this? The villain here is something called a heat dome. Normally, a high-altitude river of wind called the jet stream flows west to east around the planet, pushing weather systems along and keeping things moving. But sometimes that flow buckles into a giant stationary kink. Meteorologists call it an omega block because its shape resembles the Greek letter omega. When that happens, a vast ridge of high pressure gets trapped in place. The high pressure acts like a lid. It presses warm air down, compresses and heats it further, clears away the clouds, and lets the sun hammer the same ground day after day. In this case, that lid sat over Europe and drew up scorching air from the Sahara. The heat had nowhere to go. Heat domes are a natural part of weather. They have always happened. But two things have changed. First, the baseline. Europe is the fastest warming continent on Earth, heating at roughly twice the global average rate. So when a heat dome forms now, it builds on top of an already warmer climate, and a few extra degrees turns a severe heat wave into a record-shattering, deadly one. Second, the timing. An event this intense arriving in June, near the summer solstice rather than the depth of August, is exactly the kind of earlier, fiercer extreme that a warming climate makes more likely. Scientists are increasingly confident that climate change is making these heat waves more frequent, more intense, and longer lasting. And this is where we have to slow down and be serious, because the real story of a heat wave is not the thermometer, it is the people. Early estimates from the World Health Organization put the excess deaths across Europe in this event at more than 1,300, with around 1,000 in France alone, and that figure was still rising. Heat kills quietly. It rarely makes a dramatic scene. It strains the heart and the kidneys, and it takes, above all, the most vulnerable. The elderly, the very young, the sick, the isolated, and those who work outdoors. Many of these deaths are preventable, which is precisely why understanding the danger matters so much. Which raises a fair question. Why does Europe, a wealthy continent, struggle so badly with heat? The answer is that it was simply never built for it. For centuries, the priority was keeping warmth in, not letting it out. Older buildings of brick and stone are designed to trap heat, which is a blessing in winter and a trap in a heat wave. Crucially, only around 1 in 5 European homes has air conditioning, a fraction of the level in, say, the United States. And air conditioning is not a simple fix anyway. Run at scale on a fossil-fueled grid, it pumps waste heat into already sweltering streets, worsens the urban heat island effect, and adds to the very warming driving the problem. A continent built for the cold is now facing the heat. So this heat wave was the collision of two things: a natural weather pattern, the heat dome, landing on a continent that is both warming faster than anywhere else and poorly prepared for it. The encouraging part is that heat deaths are among the most preventable of all. Through early warnings, cool public spaces, checking on vulnerable neighbours, and redesigning cities with shade, water, and greenery, Europe is now beginning seriously to adapt. Heat waves like this one are likely to become a regular part of the European summer, so the task is learning to live with them safely. For more calm, clear explainers on the stories shaping our world, subscribe. And in this heat, please mind yourself and check on those around you.